Hello guys and welcome to this video. Today I just want to share some considerations about loneliness that I had while studying physics. Tomorrow I have a test and I really can't study because all the time I'm thinking about entrepreneurship, about what I'm doing for business, of course, because as I said, entrepreneurship is not a job, it's a lifestyle, so it's just in my head 24/7. But anyways, let's get to the main point of this video, that is why did I choose to do my SMMA alone? Why do I choose to do this entrepreneurial journey all alone? So let's get right into the video. The first thing I want to say is that in the past I've done many different projects that are all entrepreneurial. And I've been working with many people, and the main problem that I had is that many times it's just the fact that people have different priorities. So basically I would find myself willing to do more and more. I always want to do more, I always want to push to the next level. And sometimes people might be good with being working hard, but just not too much. They don't want to be tired, they don't want to exaggerate. And so I've never found anyone who was willing to work as much as me. And be careful, I'm not saying that I was working harder than them, but I'm saying that I was willing to work harder than them, because the problem was not the fact that I was working hard and they weren't. The problem was that I wanted to do more and they didn't. So I wasn't gonna do more anyways, because I knew that if I had done more, then I would have been responsible for a bigger percentage of the outcomes. So basically, if then we would get successful, it would be because of me mainly and not because of him. So said in a different way, simply I didn't want to work harder because I knew that if I did work harder, he or that other person wouldn't have done the same. So I would have done much of the work but still split the results 50-50. And if I work with someone, I want that person to work as hard as me, and many people are not willing to do it. There are so many people who say, I want to be an entrepreneur, I don't want to be in the matrix, I want to escape the matrix, all of that. So many people say that. And so when I talk with someone, and many people, I don't just get along with them because I see that they don't have the entrepreneurial spirit. But with some people, we find that there are some common interests. We both want to be entrepreneurs, we both want to be successful and stuff. So maybe we have some conversations and we want to make a project together. But then the will to be an entrepreneur is not enough, because that doesn't mean really anything. Like, everybody would like to be successful, anybody would want to be an entrepreneur if that means making money, being free and all of that, but nobody wants to do what it takes to get there. And so you really have to be careful, because many times I've been naive, and so I've talked with someone and I was like, oh wow, this guy is very smart, he is like me, he wants to be an entrepreneur, he wants to do the same things that I want, so let's do something together. Wrong, because yes, it's easy to say, but then let me see what you do. Like, show me what you do to tell me that you actually work hard, because this is it. If you then don't want to work hard, then you don't really want to be an entrepreneur. So now you might be wondering, what is the solution to this problem? Because so many people, you think that they're like you, but then you figure out that they're actually not, they're just a disappointment. And so what do you do? So while I was studying physics, that I wasn't actually studying, I thought about this metaphor. So imagine you are at the bottom of the Mount Everest and you want to climb this mountain. So what's gonna happen is, for example, there are 200 people at the bottom and they all want to get to the top. And I didn't say they all want to scale, because many people want the result but they don't want the process. So they want to be at the top without the process. But anyways, there are 200 people with the same goal, to get to the top. Now, if you are at the bottom, you might say, well, going there alone at the top, lonely, it's gonna be too hard. I mean, I need someone to go with. Now, let's not consider the technical aspects of the Mount Everest. I don't know if you can actually do it alone, so it's just a metaphor. Let's keep it simple. So you're like, you have 200 people close to you and you know that only 1% of those people will get to the top. So it's 2 people out of 200. Now, you might lose your time searching among those people, the only other person who's gonna get to the top besides you. But this is gonna be hard because you're gonna think that you found someone because that person tells you, oh yeah, I want to scale Mount Everest as well. And you're like, oh, well, we have common interest, let's go together. But then they're too slow because they don't want to, and it's too hard, they want to go very slowly, and da da da. So you're like, fuck, you said that you want to go to the top, but then you don't want to really do it. So you try to find different people that want to get to the top with you, but it's gonna probably be, in most cases, just a waste of your time and energy, because that's 200 people and there is only one more person that will get to the top. So if you found that one person out of 200, you're lucky. I'm not saying that you can't find it. There are so many people that have a partner and they have the same goals and aspirations and they work very hard together. But it's very rare. So especially if you're in a city like mine, it's not very big, there are not many people. If you are like in London or in a top city, you might find someone who is like you, but you know, it's still not very easy to do. So what's the other way? So I want to quote Drake here, and he says, trust me, at the top it isn't lonely. So what I think about this quote is that if you want to find someone, just be willing to do it alone. When you're willing to do it alone, you can find someone else. It's the same concept of a few videos ago when I said people who don't want money will get money and vice versa. People who want money won't get them, because it's the same thing. If you are willing to do it alone, then you will make enough progress to find someone who has the same value as you. So if you really want to do it, be willing to do it alone. Now, if you found the perfect partner, do it with him. It's very rare, so be willing to be your only bet. Bet on you and you only. So what's gonna happen is that you will start alone to climb the Mount Everest, and with time, you know, so many people will be behind you, so that's like a natural selection. So the more you go up, people that don't really want it are away. They're too slow, so they won't catch up, and so those people will be automatically selected. They will be automatically filtered. So it's like a funnel. At the beginning there are so many people that if you want to find the ones that are really like you, if you really are that person that is gonna actually go to the top of the Mount Everest, because you might also be like the other guys who say that they want it but they don't. But if you are convinced that you're the one who's gonna get to the top, just start by doing what you have to do. So with time the funnel will get even more narrow, and so there are going to be less people, but not less in terms of numbers, because you know, in the world there are 8 billion people, so you will never run out of people that are like you, but there are going to be less people among the people that you think that are like you. So 200 people, with time, if you are like at half of the climbing, there's probably gonna be half of the people, so it's already 100 people, and so now you have 2% of finding the other person. Now with time, the more you go up, the easier it will get to find that person. So going back to what Drake was saying, the top is not lonely, the bottom is not lonely, but the process, that might be lonely, because that's when you need the most the support from other people, but you will get the least. You will get support, you will get people who would cheer for you when you don't need them. So this is just normal, just get used to that. Get used to that feeling of loneliness, because you know that it's just temporary. So of course you don't want to stay with people that slow you down, and you want to stay with people that are like you, but the problem is that it's very hard to find those people unless you become like the people that you want to be like. When you're like them, opportunities will come to you without even you going to them. So it's like, if you want to find a girlfriend, once more, and I'm talking about girlfriends because there are so many things that are very comparable between relationships and business. So if you want a girlfriend that is a valuable one, you either lose your time chasing people, chasing girls that are how you want them to be, or you become the man that those people want. You're like, if I were in the mind of the girlfriend that I would like to have, what would I want in a man? I would want to have a strong man, a man that is responsible, etc. So you try to think that way, and then you become the person that those girls want. And what's gonna happen is that they will come to you without even you asking for them. And now you solved two problems in once, because now you are at the top of the Mount Everest, and now you are around people that are like you. And this is the end of the story. That's it. Now I will get back to studying.